I had everything together on the outside. I had a good job, I had a nice family, I had a nice house. But I remember thinking there had to be something more. I didn't see myself as a good father, I didn't see myself as a good husband. When I grew up in Sweden, I learned about Jesus, but I didn't really think that Jesus was anything more than a historical figure. And I didn't really know what he could do for me, and certainly in this context, when I felt lost, I didn't feel that Jesus was a resource. After we moved up to Frisco, my wife Karen was starting to look for a church. She felt like we needed to connect with the American society, and the church was a way to do that. I wasn't interested at all. I was happy that she was trying to find something to do, but I didn't see myself as part of the church. When Karen came to NewStart, she thought that was something I should try too, and I wasn't really interested, but I decided to visit anyway. The first thing I remember about NewStart was the people, the atmosphere. It wasn't really anything I had expected from a church here in the US. Sometime later I went to the NewStart men's group, and there was a speaker there, and he was describing how he had been lost emotionally, and he described his transformation. And I remember thinking, I want what he has. And I think that was the first time when God really started to tug at my heart. Later on, Karen and I were in a real slump in the relationship. It was a real crisis, and I remember we were out driving, and Karen suggested that we would go to Roland, the NewStart pastor, to his house and talk to him. And I really didn't want to do that, but somehow I decided to take the turn, and we drove to Roland's house. And I remember I ended up sitting in his sofa praying for the very first time, and when I did that, I got this overwhelming feeling that everything was going to be all right. And at that point, Jesus was not a historical figure. He was there with me. I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know what would be all right or how it would happen, but I was confident that Jesus would do it for me now. After that point, there was a remarkable healing in our relationship. It was progressing. It was ups and downs, obviously, but it was progressing in a remarkable way. We had received a resource that was helping us. Life now is just such a remarkable contrast. The whole family have changed and has transformed, and we have this sense of purpose, and we live in a completely different environment, and we have this really honest love for each other. This was real, and it actually changed my life, and I didn't know that would be possible. We didn't know anything about the larger Church of the Nazarene when we went to the General Assembly in 2001, and we were afraid that maybe we would see something different there than what we have seen in NewStart. But we were encouraged by seeing that the people that we met at the General Assembly, they had the same heart, they had the same love for God.